Here is a funny tidbit. So, segue.
Waiting in anticipation.
Yes, because I talked about The Irishman for a good bit on social, and then I just really wanted to rip its fucking head off with how disappointed I was.
Oh, okay.
With that movie. So I saw after you actually.
No. It's another tangent.
It's another. Basically, what I was going to say is one of my childhood heroes liked a response I made whenever he talked about how shitty The Irishman was. And I just lost my shit. I was like, dude, fucking Solid Snake.
Validity.
Yeah. That was my thing. But let's hear yours. That
The
tangent.
Witcher.
Oh, fuck. This podcast is canceled. We are done. Thank you for joining us. It's over.
Okay, I'm not saying I loved it.
Yeah.
But I am so biased towards fantasy fiction that I am here for season 2. And I think now that they got all the gunk out of the way, if they manage to pull through the season 2, it'll do better.
I want there to be a season 2.
Because we have to forget season 1.
It's not so much forget because there are good things about the show. I am not going to admit, that there weren't parts I didn't like.
Oh, it's enough to keep people engaged.
But I am very surprised with the reaction to it, man, because everyone was hyping it up before it came out. And for the longest time, this is one of the shows I was really looking forward to all year.
Same.
Because, dude.
Or at least 3 months.
The books and the games, the third one notably, sets this whole table up for just an amazing story to be put on film. Because it's basically fucking Sherlock Holmes, but with monsters. And that's what it should have been for the series.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get that.
That was probably the biggest blow to me. I could overlook the shitty writing.
The timeline is an issue. Like season.
Oh, but that's an editing thing.
4,
they could fix that. I think.
Right. Yeah. And I'm wondering if season 2 they don't do this because like episode 4 when it all makes sense. This is something I would try to do in one of my scripts. It's like, oh, we're gonna like work on 2 different timelines, but they're not gonna know. Spoiler alert.
Dude, that's awesome. That's one thing I want to get into. But
they're not gonna know it, and then you do it, but then it still is confusing as hell.
Like very Memento.
Like Calanthe, that's her name, right, Grandma?
Calanthe? I think so.
She comes on screen, but we're on the Witcher's timeline. So she's like, 10, 20 years younger? Mm-hmm. She comes on screen and I'm getting mad. I'm like, why would they cast someone who looks just like the grandma? Like, this is so confusing. Yeah. Why does she look just like the grandma? And then I was, because she is the grandma. Wow.
Yeah.
Literally thought they were 2 different actresses.
Yeah.
That's where my blonde brain was at. But it was confusing. I was like, okay, now that we established, let's just go for it. Because then you find out like Yennefer's on a whole other timeline.
Yeah, we basically get to see. This is one of my big problems with it is they tried to do so much instead of just telling a good story. They were worried about, I call it like series-itis. Whenever someone tries to adapt a series or a well-known popular IP to one medium or another. And it's not just film, it's anything, any medium, video games to film, books to video games, doesn't matter. But what they try to do is basically make it so, all right, the audience needs to know every last detail in order for them to feel invested. And that to me is just encourages bad writing. And in my mind, that's probably one of the biggest things I had about one of the biggest problems I had about it's this dog, man, had about a problem with the show because again, it's not bad. But
it's not bad. It's fun. I enjoy him.
But it's just fine.
But it's like he's got like a 12-year-old boy's mentality about women because he just falls in love with every woman and like he doesn't earn it. Like
I agree.
I'm
absolutely.
Like, wait. You make it sound like you have this whole history with Yennefer. Okay, when we're hiking up this mountain,
he's supposed to.
But we didn't see any of that.
I agree.
And I'm not okay with you just. It's one of the principal concepts of film. Show, don't tell.
And that's my biggest problem with that show, dude.
Yeah. Yennefer. I bet she's
not a fan of her?
She's amazing in the video game, isn't she?
She's phenomenal.
She's like badass.
Yes.
I could see that.
You would love
in the show.
You would love her in the video game.
I believe that. Like I could imagine that. I could see, but like the execution, like through the actress and the writing.
Yeah.
is it's just like she's a whiny brat. She's blaming them for not being able to have kids. I was like, bitch, you said cut it out.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It's crazy.
It's not their fault. You gave them the permission. You're the one that wanted to be pretty.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, especially knowing where, like, how that story fleshes out in the books. It's
she does not deserve Geralt.
Oh my word.
But I bet in the books, in the video game, she does.
Well, it's actually opposite in the video game. I think in the books as well, but Geralt is just a bounty hunter, right? He's just a guy for hire for these monsters, and he ends up meeting these characters. But from what I gather in the game, he's doing the chasing, man. Like, these women are strong, independent. They don't give a fuck. But the show doesn't show that at all.
You see them try to show it.
Maybe.
Like, oh, okay, I could see where this would be a strong character if she had more than one episode. Like Homegirl in the first episode that he falls in love with. Why was she there?
There was
So many. But yet I still enjoyed it. Like, I'm still like, please, let's get this fantasy fiction kick going.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they helped themselves in the budget standpoint either. Like, it just felt cheap. For me, starting out with, earlier in the year, they did the Dark Crystal, and that had to have been some unbelievable budgetary effort to put down, let alone the writing. For me, that writing is just, it's more about the plot than, thematic human elements, which to me can be a knock, but it's like Fury Road. It's just so damn well put together for me that I don't care. That plot is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really
game?
good. No, it's on.
Road?
No, Mad Max.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You didn't watch that?
Nope, I saw Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yep.
What'd you think of that?
Girl power. It's a stylistic show. I think it was good.
Yeah.
But I know my opinion of what Adele enjoys and what is good filmmaking are two different things.
Oh?
Well, I mean, because, like...
this fucking
this dog is amazing.
God.
She's my favorite.
Fucking damn it. Get over here. Jeez Louise. She's going to do whatever she wants.
Adorable. I'm only sad that the viewers can't see her right now.
Well, I'll be sure to add a doggy cam.
Just do a little...
on the ground.
You know how I like those.
That we can cut across. Go get that. Okay, so you're saying you have a bias and you know what that bias is.
Yes. So, like, there are movies that I will not argue is a great film. And then there are the movies that Adele will go to the theater for.
Okay.
Right? So, and some of them, sometimes they coincide.
Sometimes. Like, what would you go see in theaters right now?
So I just saw Little Women.
I wanted to watch that movie. Is it
It's
good?
Great.
God.
So many feels.
Yeah. Is it like...
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like that kind of film. I don't care. I have guilty pleasures. I like to cry in movies. Tell me a good story, dude.
Ever since I became like a professional actor, I cry in almost every movie these days.
Yeah?
I'm just like, oh, I feel so hard.
It's one of my dreams to have something or write something that would, help convey that kind of feeling in people. It's crazy. One
of the, I think, a defining moment in my acting life. One thing that made me realize, like, the amazing power that actors have is I was doing I was helping out with the Christmas service at church.
Okay.
And I had written a monologue from Mary's perspective.
Okay.
And I was probably junior in high school now. Okay. So around 16, I think. And, Mary was like around 14. And I remember delivering this monologue and talking about holding the baby and the future and all this stuff. And at the end, like, the women in the congregation were just bawling. Really? And I was like, I don't know what it's like to be a mother. I'm in high school. I'm like 16. Much less the mother of Jesus. And
a kind of important guy.
Kind of left some important history on the world.
Maybe, we don't know.
Well, listen, real dude. More proof that Jesus walked Earth than Constantine, who was apparently a descendant of mine.
Keanu Reeves?
I enjoyed that movie. I did. Fantasy fiction. But anyway, so I'm delivering this monologue, and this congregation of women is just in tears. Like, you can hear them sniffling, you see them pulling the tissues. And I just remember thinking, like, oh, I am powerful.
I can command emotion.
I did that.
Wow.
I mean, but it is like this, I don't know, this, I don't want to say like addiction, but there's something very satisfying and very gratifying. What's the word I'm looking for? There's something in it when you put on a play and you know you're affecting the audience. You know that you're making them feel. And that is just intoxicating to me.
Yeah.
Because that is us at our purest, you know, when we are just vulnerable and open to feeling. And some people are super emotional people. You know, some women cry at every Hallmark movie. But then a lot of people are just very stifled and just fall into their rhythm of job, career, family, job, family, job, family.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I'm not a 9-to-5er. I'm an artist. So like emotion is my job. But I feel like there's such a power in film and in movies to tell stories, to inform people. I mean, so influential. Like,
you influence culture.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, they're so important. And so if a film comes with an agenda to enlighten you on a certain topic, like just the power of that, but like, man.
I can agree with you.